house was built in 1918.
June Reed is a farm girl at heart.
1946 is when we moved here.
Growing up in rural Brookings County, South Dakota,
And nobody had been living here. It was empty.
just across the state line from Hendricks, Minnesota.
And it was a sight to be seen.
The fixer-upper, without electricity and indoor bathroom,
And that used to be pasture down here.
would become a home more than she imagined.
That was our playground.
So we would take and do a wagon train and go up to the Split Rock was always our destination.
Over the course of more than 75 years, June raised 3 children.
It was 60 when your dad passed away. So I've lived here by myself for 65 years.
Handled much of the upkeep on her own,
I used to help with putting up hay, drove horses.
even well into her 90s.
I done all the mowing. The last mowing I done was in October of 22. Took me about 3.5 hours.
And protected the property
Oh, I used to get the pocket gophers.
from intruders.
There's a trick to that.
There was also time to simply enjoy her surroundings.
I used to walk down to the granary and then across to the barn, and then from the barn I'd walk down after the mail.
She's a very small town girl.
Life on the farm comes with bumps and bruises, but one incident ramped up the conversation for moving off the acreage.
She fell out in the pasture, and we asked her how she got up out there in the pasture, and she goes, "That was a tough one."
During their search, June and her family checked out independent living at Good Samaritan, Sioux Falls Village.
And if they're coming off the farm, they have been real independent. And that's one of the main concerns is I want to remain independent and live my life.
Ultimately, June pulled up her roots and made the move in 2022.
A lot of people preconceive that once they come to a community like this, they won't be able to do the things that they used to enjoy. They're going to give up some of that independence. They're pleasantly surprised that no, you get your own apartment. You can come and go as you please.
Transitions can take time, but June found balance in her new home.
I've been able to take care of everything here myself. I do my own cleaning usually. They will clean for you, but I have to have some exercise.
She has a crop of new neighbors. They're not a mile up the road. They're just down the hall.
But these people that never lived on the farm, they don't know what goes on the farm.
June's calendar also stays full of opportunities to share stories and experiences with other residents.
They said, "Oh, you got a lot of stories." Well, I said, I don't know if they're stories or just what I had to do.
Your favorite activity? Anything with music.
They're very good, and they sing some of the old songs, which we like, all of us.
Oh, Hank Williams for you there.
If you have a birthday, you always treat the group.
Birthday to you.
And when the small-town farm girl wants her quiet,
You had to make your own patterns.
she has a place for that too.
This is a quilt I made out of ties.
Her 2-bedroom apartment has space for her hobbies
My mother was a seamstress, so we came by it naturally, I guess.
and artwork that brings her old home
Our room was on the back side.
and new home
That was an aerial picture.
together.
It's really a nice combination here where they can be independent
With Good Samaritan and Sanford Health News,
and yet they still get just enough help here to have that community feel.
I'm Justin Wolf.
That's the whole purpose, is to help those people find that.
Thank you.